know if we would be here today doing this show. Of course, the show originates out of Tampa, Florida, and we're nationally syndicated, and we're across the country, of course. And not to make this a local story, it's not. It's a national story, and it's international. The Bahamas are still getting pounded, and that storm is now moving at 1 mile per hour northwest.
The poor people in the Bahamas, they've been dealing with it for like 48 hours as it's just
stopped. It just sat there stationary. I can walk, and you can walk faster than 1 mile per hour, but it's going to make that turn to the northwest, and we were concerned here at the station. We had made preparations for. I wasn't even going to be here today. We were concerned that our prayers and our thoughts go out to all the people that have been affected by this storm. The Bahamas, unprecedented, destructive, devastating damage. The airport is a lake. They can't even bring in planes, maybe a seaplane, but they can't. They're going to try to get some helicopters in there today. It's a mess. And it's random and unpredictable. And what I was reminded of constantly over the entire weekend, because we monitored it closely, is that this is about weather. This is the difference between weather and climate change. What you hear I was listening to, here in Tampa. I was listening to the Weather Channel, which is national and international, I guess. And those scientists that are on there, the meteorologists, they have some PhDs that work there that are on air, and they talk about the weather. Then there are other days when they talk about climate change. Those are different topics. One should not conflate them. Now, that being said, there is some speculation that climate change has inspired some of these kinds of very uneven, I don't know what to call them, weather events that are just seem more severe, more frequent. That's a story for another day. But this is all about weather. This is weather. And again, it's interesting to hear a PhD on the Weather Channel giving you the theory about why the storm is behaving the way it is. And we have this technology. If you can just imagine, there was a time we didn't have this, like here in this area, the Tampa Bay area, in the early 20th century, 1900s, they didn't know what was coming. It looked like the clouds in the sky and some wind, and all of a sudden a hurricane is upon them. No warning. Nothing. So we have warning. Because I talked to Katie, and she was prepared to camp out here, right?
Oh, yeah, I was ready. I usually am every time a hurricane starts coming.
You sleep here and everything?
Yep, we sure do.
Along with Reggie.
This would have been my first year doing it.
Yeah. So you were here over the weekend, but you would have had to sleep here and whatnot.
Yeah, if it would have got really bad.
So, but very, very informative. The public really, I mean, what a service. That Weather Channel, those people, I mean, they get real passionate. I mean, man, oh man. And there's some real talent on there, on-air talent. Surprise! I mean, it's interesting, and the high production values. I learned a lot just watching that all weekend because I didn't know it was coming into work. But I hope you're safe wherever you are, and that if you were if you're going to be affected by this storm, I don't know what it's going to do as it moves up the coast, but we wish you the best. You can always contact the show. Let us know what's on your mind, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're doing relative to your health, wellness, and well-being, or anything that's on your mind. It's okay. This is a health talk show, but it's a show about life. It's a show about, how each of us are trying to make it through the day, each day, one day at a time, and live our lives in a way that where we can have a little bit of quality of life. So it's wide open. I like it that way, and I invite you to contact us. Katie's going to tell you how to do that.
You can give us a call at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. You can email Dr. Garko if you have comments or questions. His email's drgarko@letstalknutrition.com. And if you want to listen to any of our old episodes, they're sorted by date and by title on letstalknutrition.com. And we are live on YouTube. If you search Let's Talk Nutrition, you'll see us all there. And if you hit subscribe, you'll get a notification every time we go live. We have over 1,500 videos on YouTube. And our podcast is doing very well. Over 55,000 listens.
Wow. 55,000 listens on that podcast. Reggie's trying to work on, I don't know where he is in the process of getting this show to stream live on Facebook. There's some technical issues with that he knows about. How are we doing with that, by the way?
Yeah, we're still working on it. The hardest part is
you think it's
trying
possible?
to go around.
You think it's possible?
I believe it is. I think we're going to eventually get it.
All right.
We're going to work on it. We're going to get
Keep
that.
trying. And we're on Instagram, too.
Yep,
Yeah.
we sure are.
Yeah.
Post a lot of food pictures and recipes on Instagram. So if you're looking for something to eat, that's the place to go.
Speaking of food, hi, Katie.
Hi, Radio. I know where you're going with this.
So over the weekend, right?
Yeah.
This has nothing to do. I promise I'll be quick with this. Over the weekend, I got Katie to try the Chick-fil-A macaroni.
Yeah, that's a new item.
It was the best macaroni and cheese I have ever had in my life.
I'm going to tell you
That's a
why.
bold statement.
I'm going to tell you why.
Because it's extremely
Oh, no.
unhealthy.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
If you and I knew, and Reggie knew, how much money was invested, how much time, how much sciencing they did to make it taste that way.
Oh, I bet.
Believe you me.
shows.
Believe you me. It wasn't Paul at Chick-fil-A in some remote kitchen somewhere. I think I'll put a mac and cheese thing together and have corporate put it out there. No, man.
See how it goes.
It didn't go that way.
No, it was very good, and it showed that they put a lot of energy into it.
And, well, did you look at the so what did it, when you say it was the best it was mac and cheese?
It was, but it was homemade. It had the burnt pieces of macaroni and cheese in it. It was very creamy. It was very cheesy. It had a bunch of different kinds of cheese in it. It was just really good. It was very homemade. I would have thought my grandma made it for like a cookout.
Yeah. Well, sometimes homemade can lead to homemade isn't necessarily always that healthy, man.
But it was tasty.
It was
My cheat thing for the weekend. I did pretty good all weekend. I just splurged a little on Chick-fil-A.
that will not get you a ride to the Undertaker
You're right
away. Anyway, a steady diet of that, I don't know, but so you tried it, huh?
I sure
All right.
did.
Well, maybe someday I'll give it a try. I mean, I'll take a bite. I wouldn't. Now I will. I told you I'll eat half of that. We'll split a Popeye's chicken sandwich. I'll split half with you.
All right.
I will do that.
When they come back, we'll go for it.
All right.
If it makes you feel better, I didn't try it.
The mac and cheese.
Yeah, right.
You
So
did.
no, I didn't get it. I
You
didn't
bought it for her.
Yeah, I just got it for her.
He said it's because he knew the
that's
ingredients.
nice.
in
So
it.
you were the nutritional devil. You tempted her, made her commit the sin.
No, but I
Really?
didn't. Well,
told me. He was like, "There's bad stuff in
she
it."
said she wanted food, and so I was like, okay, fine. We're gonna go. If we're gonna go to Chick-fil-A, then fine. I want to make sure that you get what you want.
My daughter thinks Chick-fil-A is the bomb.
Really?
Right.
She loves Chick-fil-A.
It's the Lord's chicken, of course.
The Lord's chicken. The Lord's chicken.
Someone actually just wrote a parody song, and it's called God's Chicken.
My goodness. The power of fast food, how it has influenced our thinking about our relationship with food. It's just astonishing. Astonishing. Nevertheless, there are a number of stories. The Lord's chicken. Oh, my heavens.
That's going to stick with you.
The Lord's chicken, no less. We come back. I have some optimistic stories. In fact, I have a story about optimism. And the other theme I'll explore with you a little bit, it's never too late. What, to rob a bank? What are we talking about? Well, I'll tell you when we come back. Don't want to do that. I must have been a bank robber in my other life. I catch myself with all these bank robbery references. I don't know what I'm doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen up. It's me, your immune system. I'm always hard at work defending you against the many disease-causing viruses and bacteria that you are exposed to every day. But sometimes I need help to defeat the bad bugs. Luckily, our friends at Kyolic have come to the rescue. Kyolic has 2 super immune-enhancing supplements, Kyolic Immune Formula 103 and Kyo Green Harvest Blend Immune Defense. Kyo Green Harvest Blend is a power-packed blend of organic and naturally sourced grasses, ancient grains, fruits, veggies, herbal extracts, and spirulina in a fast-dissolving drink mix for a quick and easy way to support immunity. Kyolic Immune Formula 103 combines immune-boosting nutrients with aged garlic extract. Aged garlic extract has been clinically shown to support a healthy immune response and reduce both the duration and severity of cold and flu symptoms. Help me protect you with Kyolic supplements and nutritional drink mixes to fortify your immune health today. Available at fine natural health retailers.
The science of psychology tells us there is a connection between looking more attractive and having more self-confidence. One way to look more attractive is to have healthy-looking hair. Ridgecrest Herbal's award-winning Hair Revive can support healthy, attractive hair. Hair Revive is formulated with a stress-fighting complex, hair growth ingredients, a hormone balancing complex, and Chinese herbs. Taken together, the ingredients in Hair Revive promote hair growth, encourage healthier, thicker-looking hair, and support recovery from damaging hairstyling techniques, harsh chemicals, and daily stress. So start looking more attractive with healthier, thicker, and shinier hair with Ridgecrest Herbal's Hair Revive. Visit rcherbals.com for more information or call 1-800-242-4649 and mention this ad. That's 1-800-242-4649. This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. VDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off BDC's already discounted prices. BDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with BDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Want to get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult? Try PGX from Natural Factors. This revolutionary product is clinically shown to help people achieve their ideal body weight in a safe, natural way. PGX helps you feel full for hours, dramatically reduces the glycemic index of any food or meal, and ultimately causes the release of the compounds that achieve 2 important goals in weight loss. 1, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and 2, improving the action of the hormone insulin. As medical doctor Mark Hyman said in his best-selling book, Eat Fat, Get Thin, if you choose to use only one supplement, PGX is the most important. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, you need the tremendous support of PGX from Natural Factors. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, visit pgx.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Ridgecrest Herbals, take your health to a higher elevation. Ancient Nutrition, nutrition for a modern world. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. North American Herb and Spice, wellness for life. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
If you'd like to get in contact with the show, you can give us a call at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
And welcome to the show. If you just tuned in, that's Katie. She works the board, technical producer, and Reggie's on this side of the glass with me. She's on the other side. We're glad that you're there. Thanks for stopping by today. There's a story trending. There's so much negative news, and I report, unfortunately, on a lot of that stuff. But once in a while, there's a ray of light and a ray of hope and some optimism. Turns out that this is not the first study of its kind, but it's still worth reporting on, and it's encouraging. And it's about optimism and its relationship or correlation with living a bit longer. And so I'll report on the story and then do a little tutorial on optimism and some of the research, the science of optimism, and is it just foolishness and wishful thinking, or is optimism, does it make a difference? And always remember, it's the other side of that coin is pessimism. So just keep that in the back of your mind. It turns out that if you believe that your life is going well and life is great and you tend to be optimistic, you have a chance, perhaps, of increasing the chances of living a bit longer. That's the bottom line finding to this study. The study in question, or under our consideration at the moment, is that optimistic people tend to live longer than those with a less optimistic, or how can we say colloquially, rosy view of the world. The conclusion stems from a study of a big sample size, 69,000 female health professionals. They were 58 to 86 years of age, and more than 1,400 male veterans ages 41 to 90. Now, they followed these people for 10 to 30 years. These kinds of studies, these are sort of like an extended newsreel instead of a photograph, a snapshot in time.
Definitely not something they threw together in a couple days.
No. And these studies they're interesting, and they take a lot of time, and they have a lot of merit. Because, again, you're not looking at a photograph or snapshot in time. You're looking at some sort of longitudinal occurrence of some phenomenon. In this case, we're talking about optimism. At the start of the study, participants, who were all U.S. citizens, by the way, who lived in the U.S., answered questions to gauge how optimistic they were, such as, overall, I expect more things to happen to me than good things to happen to me than bad, close quote. They surveyed them. They profiled them. They used particular psychological instruments, and the psychometrics of those instruments gave them a indication of their tendency. Did they lean more toward being optimistic or pessimistic? The study specifically found that the participants in the study who reported the highest levels of optimism when they were measured over this period of 10 to 30 years were 50% to 70% more likely to live to age 85 or beyond, compared with those who reported the lowest levels of optimism. Now,
high percentage.
You think that, well, that's right. And to say that it's one of my professors, statistics professors, when I was doing my PhD, would always say, you may have a finding that's statistically significant, but is it of any practical importance? Oftentimes you'll get a statistically significant finding, but the effect is so small, it's not going to make that much of a difference. So statistical significance isn't always necessarily the ultimate measure of whether we should pay attention to some finding. Here in this case, Katie's right. The effect looks pretty big to me. 50 to 70% more likely to live to age 85 or beyond if you're optimistic compared to those who were more pessimistic. Further, the most optimistic people turned out to have lifespans that were about 11% to 15% longer on average than the least optimistic people.
Which 11 to 15% doesn't sound like a high number, but when you're thinking about it as terms of your life, that's a long time.
If you're 70 years old, and I say to you, we know of a way to add 15% more longevity to your life, you'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You say that to a 20-year-old, they're going to look at you like,
yeah, okay.
I got to go.
Yeah.
You know, I got something to do.
Yeah, but why was this? Okay, I'm looking at the study too right now. Why was they interviewed almost 70,000 women and only 1,500 men?
1,400. Yeah, well, in terms of gender, the study might be a little skewed. This is what's called a convenience sample.
Okay.
They didn't randomly select these people necessarily. So out of convenience, that's what they could get. But the sample size means a lot. The bigger the sample, the more power the study has, statistical power.
There was definitely a method to their madness because they did health professional women and then male veterans. So there was a method to their madness.
It's interesting. She's right. We come back, I'll tell you more about this, and we'll do a little tutorial on optimism. There's much I can tell you about in terms of the science of optimism and what we know. The flip side of that, there's learned optimism, and then there is learned helplessness.
Don't be stressed out or anxious. Take Hempenol, the only raw CO2 hemp extract available. It's 100% organic with wild oreganol P73 extract. You might have heard about CBD, but there's no comparison. Hempenol has the power and potency you need to support your nervous system, stay calm and focused, and maintain a healthy immune system. Unlike other CBD oils, Hempenol contains the full spectrum of phytocannabinoids. Take Hempenol and feel great. And if you suffer from insomnia and can't seem to get that full night's rest, try Hempenol PM. Hempenol PM is specifically formulated to get you the rest you need without feeling sluggish when you wake. It's non-addictive, completely natural, and leaves you feeling energetic and ready to take on the day. To place your order, to find out where to find Hempenol in your area, call 1-800-243-5242, 800-243-5242, or visit us at oreganol.com.
Your shot at a trip to our iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000 spending cash now. Text the nationwide keyword GRAND to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's GRAND to 200-200.
USF football starts this season on 1250 WHNZ.
Touchdown, USF!
Hear the first 4 games of the season on 1250 before the Bulls graduate to 95.3 WDAE in October. News on 1250 WHNZ.
Hurricane Dorian is expected to skirt the east coast of Florida but not make landfall. But the potential for flooding and high winds is still a major threat. Jeff Biard with FEMA says the agency's ready to respond if there's significant damage.
So we have teams in all the in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. We have water MREs, generators. We have those emergency commodities to fill any gaps that the state may have.
A hurricane warning's in effect for the Atlantic coast from Palm Beach County to Duval. Mandatory evacuations in 9 counties. The storm is starting a slow turn, moving northwest at 1 mile per hour after hovering over the Bahamas for the last 24 hours. It's a Category 3 storm with 120 mile per hour winds. With Florida's News, I'm Chris Trankman.
From the 1250 WHNZ Florida Central Credit Union Auto Loans Traffic Center.
Serious crash in Clearwater still blocks lanes on eastbound Court Street at Highland. Traffic being diverted northbound to Cleveland or southbound to Druid to get around this. Also seeing delays in the westbound direction. No delays to report on the interstates. Had a minor crash on southbound 75 near State Road 60. That now cleared up and off to the side. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm, Abrahamson, Utica, Hillsborough. Traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by Winn-Dixie. Save time and shop online. Get your groceries with Winn-Dixie Delivery. Delivered in as soon as 1 hour. Visit windixie.com/shop online to get your delivery order started today. Prices may vary from in-store. Terms apply.
Lowe's makes it easy for pros like you to get more of the supplies you need and at the right prices every day. Like 20% off in-stock GAF or Owens Corning shingles when you purchase by the pallet. Get 10% off select plywood when you buy 48 sheets or more. And whatever size the job, you can be sure to find the quantities you need in stock. Order at lowesforpros.com and have your order delivered or pick up in store. Our dedicated pro loaders will load you up and get you back to the job site where you're needed most. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Selection varies by location, U.S. only.
Napa know-how.
Now at Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care centers, get a $20 prepaid Visa gift card when you buy oil, air, and cabin air filters. Because let's be honest, you probably don't remember the last time you changed them. So buy all 3 filters at your local Napa and get $20 back. Do it yourself or have it done for you. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care centers. Limit 2 prepaid cards per household while supplies last. Offer ends 10/31/19.
From the Weather Center, Abrahamson and Uterwick, theinjurylawyers.com. 30 years experience. Pinellas Hillsborough.
Your Tampa Bay forecast, partly cloudy with gusty winds thanks to Hurricane Dorian's outer bands. 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 89. Tonight, partly cloudy and breezy, low 78. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy and more wind, a 30% chance of showers and storms, high 89. For more news, weather, and traffic, tune to WFLA at 94.5 in St. Pete, 105.9 in Tampa, or 99.1 in Newport Richey.
This report is sponsored by eBay. On eBay, you can ride the high of a shopping spree without feeling the guilt of a spending spree. Check eBay before you pay too much for that thing you love and get exactly what you want for a price that works for you. When you're overpaying, get exactly what you want on eBay.
Schmidt here. I've got Gordon Deal with me. You hear him mornings on 1250 WHNZ. Gordon, why start the day with you?
Schmidt, you keep everyone connected minute by minute to breaking news in the afternoon. On This Morning, we set the stage for the day ahead and look at the trends that affect finances and careers, the things we'll all be talking about tomorrow and next year.
Drive home with me, drive to work with Gordon Deal.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Optimism versus pessimism, and there is more than a little literature, science, to suggest that being optimistic, being pessimistic can be learned. Researchers such as Martin Seligman have, in the arena of positive psychology, have done a lot of work. He's not the only one. There's other investigators, Carver and others. And it's an interesting line of research or area. And again, it comes out of positive psychology. Martin Seligman, I used to say Seligman, and that's wrong. It's Seligman, has contributed a lot. Now, more currently, there are other researchers that have taken his work and built upon it. But nevertheless, he did a lot. He has one book out called Learned Helplessness. Then there's another one entitled Learned Optimism. Now, again, this is like a little tutorial today on optimism because so much of my news is so negative. But this current study, and I'll come back to the tutorial in a second, the current study found that those participants who reported the highest levels of optimism were 50 to 70% more likely to live to age 85 or beyond, compared to those who had the lowest levels of optimism and probably were operationalized as being pessimistic. Pessimism is real, and typically the construct of hope is associated with optimism, and hopelessness is associated with pessimism. You can teach a child. You can influence the child's behavior, perception of the world, self-image, self-worth early on by the way you talk to the child, behave with the child, otherwise treat the child. And sometimes parents unintentionally may convey a sense of pessimism with the child in the way that they talk to the child. For example, child does something, creates something, and child brings it to you. Maybe it's a drawing, and the child shows you the drawing. You say, well, that's nice, but you can do better. Really?
It's a little kid's heart.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine my daughter bringing me a drawing and me be like, yo, that's trash. Like, what are you doing?
Or you have a boy or a girl playing Little League ball, and they can get base hits, a single. That's the best. They can't get a double. They certainly can't get a home run. And then the parent says, well, it's nice that you get singles, but, can't you get a home run?
And there are people like that.
Right? And
absolutely.
There are many other examples. You get the point.
Yeah.
This begins to affect the child's psychological life and how the child thinks about him or herself, the level of self-worth, and so on. Seems benign at the time, one episode, but if you string all the episodes together, the child grows up with an affliction that's called learned helplessness. They learn to be helpless. They have a sense of hopelessness. They're pessimistic. On the other hand, you can take a child who may be they come and they show you a drawing and it's not all that great. And you say, that's beautiful. How did you do that? And you engage the child and you can encourages the child to go back and do some more. But it's not the product, but it's more the process of you talking to that child that has the greatest influence on the child and their ambition or their motivation or their image of themselves and how they perceive you and your relationship with them. See how it all strings together. And that child can grow up with learned optimism, being optimistic and being hopeful. Always, my mother was that person. My mother. That's why I always reference her, because the influence that she had on me was profound in her optimism, unrelenting. And I can tell you that woman saw much tragedy and had to deal with very difficult life situations, some that would devastate others. And somehow she found a way to be optimistic, always finding a ray of light. Now, what's ironic, in her case, she suffered from mild depression, but was able to overcome that, and you would never know it. You would never know. I only discovered that later in life that she was, because she was so profoundly optimistic. That had a profound impact on me to this very moment as I sit here and speak to you. So, this business about the connection of optimism to health is intriguing. And the research is fun to read, and it's encouraging. Mental health, your mental health consists of positive emotions, engagement, purpose, relationships, positive achievements. That's positive health. That's what Seligman calls positive health. It's more than the absence of mental illness. And health is not only the absence of disease, but as a condition of perfect physical, mental, and social well-being. So it's how you can conceive of these things. So having positive health. Hope is an important construct that's associated with optimism. Now, it's defined in different ways by different people, but one definition by Snyder is that it's hope as a state of positive emotion based on three components: objectives, goals to be achieved, planning to achieve those goals, and motivation directed toward those objectives. That's how now it's a little complicated, but it really represents a sense of determination, in a word, to achieve your objectives. That's what hope is. That's another definition by another researcher. This sense of determination, this sort of unrelenting, determined purpose to achieve what you want to do in life. That was my mother. That was my mother. Unrelenting. Nothing would get in her way to achieve the objective. And most of those objectives circled around the family. Now, you may know people like that. That kind of person is very infectious. They can influence you. On the other hand, being with somebody who's pessimistic, who always, brings bad weather to the table, to the conversation and relationship, if you get my metaphor, also is impactful and can influence. Come back, I'll tell you more about the science of optimism and health and that correlation.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
The science of psychology tells us there is a connection between looking more attractive and having more self-confidence. One way to look more attractive is to have healthy-looking hair. Ridgecrest Herbal's award-winning Hair Revive can support healthy, attractive hair. Hair Revive is formulated with a stress-fighting complex, hair growth ingredients, a hormone balancing complex, and Chinese herbs. Taken together, the ingredients in Hair Revive promote hair growth, encourage healthier, thicker-looking hair, and support recovery from damaging hairstyling techniques, harsh chemicals, and daily stress. So start looking more attractive with healthier, thicker, and shinier hair with Ridgecrest Herbal's Hair Revive. Visit rcherbals.com for more information or call 1-800-242-4649 and mention this ad. That's 1-800-242-4649.
The latest trend to hit the store shelves has the whole country buzzing. Cannabidiol, or CBD, might just be the greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
Did you know that you have 3 brains? Yes, you heard right. Exciting new research reveals you have 3 brains: your head brain, your heart brain, and your gut brain. These 3 brains are like an orchestra with billions of neurons working together to create a harmonic symphony. This intricate relationship between these 3 brains impacts your mental, emotional, and physical health. The 3 Brain Supplements from Natural Factors is a bold new innovation in mental health. It provides a whole-body approach to balance brain health and well-being. Start with the 3 Brains Total Kit, which includes 5 supplements that are essential for 3 brain health.
The kit provides foundational support for all three of your brains. Then, depending on your unique needs, choose from higher thoughts to enhance brain performance, mental sunshine for healthy mood balance, serene mind to relieve stress-related fatigue, or the best sleep for restful sleep. Learn more at 3brainshealth.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. BDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off BDC's already discounted prices. BDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with BDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. North American Herb and Spice, wellness for life. Natural Factors, where great health begins. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Let's Talk Nutrition, on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Optimism, a nice feature if you are possessed with it. Pessimism, not so much. What we know is that, and I'm going to give attribution to Siobhan and other researchers on this one study. They did a review of the literature. It was entitled Optimism, Hope in Chronic Disease, a systematic review. So I'm giving them attribution. And they report in their paper that optimism is this sort of overall tendency to believe that vivid experiences will lead to good results rather than bad ones. In a word, to be optimistic is to maintain this sort of generally favorable expectation about the future. Overall, positive expectations are considered one of the main elements or determinants for knowing whether people will continue to pursue their life objectives in a condition of chronic disease. When people are sick and diagnosed with some chronic disease that can be life-threatening or devastating, whether you're optimistic or pessimistic will bear upon how well you do, the literature seems to suggest. You hear this often with cancer patients. You'll hear cancer patients say, or healthcare professionals who treat cancer patients, that you need to be optimistic, that you have to try to find a way to see the light and be optimistic, not to become angry, not to blame God, not to blame others, and not to see yourself as a victim. When you're diagnosed with cancer and you're stage 4, that can be tough to do. But optimistic people, when they get that kind of diagnosis, they'll say, I'll beat this. Alex Trebek currently just finished chemotherapy. He's back on now doing his show. You know what that show is, right?
Yeah, Jeopardy.
Yeah. And he's been very optimistic. He has pancreatic cancer. Pancreatic cancer often is a death sentence. Often. Not all the time, but often, given the nature of the pancreas. And he's back on the air, and he's very optimistic. And he said, I know the odds of beating this are small, but I'm going to beat this. He went on TV and he said that.
He had a great mindset when he got his diagnosis.
You saw that, right?
Oh, yeah. He was amazing.
Amazing. And some say, oncologists that I know, my own oncologist, will tell you that it's better to be that way. And I saw a lot of it when I saw both optimism and pessimism when I was going through my battle with cancer, 2 forms of it at the same time. Never sick a day in my life. You talk about devastating, right? But you find a way. And so I paid attention and I watched and did my best to overcome it and try it. And when you're very sick, and some of you know this that are listening and watching this show, when you're chronically ill, it's easy for somebody to say, you got to be optimistic. When you feel like you want to die, you would rather be dead. I don't know if you've ever been there. That's a very dark place. And you have to work your way out of that darkness. And the fuel for that, the pathway for that is optimism. Somehow, some way. Now, in theory, they claim that. There's evidence to suggest that really does work that way. Optimism, according to the research, is a significant predictor of positive health results for physical health and for mental health. And optimism has been connected to stress. When stressors are short-lived, less than a week, optimism appears to be protective against the effects of stress. However, here's a little twist. As optimists are subjected to prolonged stress, they tend to take a bigger hit on their they become more immunologically vulnerable, which is odd, right? And I don't know why that is, and I don't know if that's been fully explained in the literature. So when stress is prolonged and chronic, optimists tend to take a bigger, more profound immunological hit on their their immune system gets more devastated. I can't explain that. Don't know. But that's what the literature suggests. So there's a little twist there. At the end of the day, what you're trying to do is find a way to see the goodness and a positive outcome in the middle of all the darkness that you may be experiencing. Now, that takes some thought. It takes some effort to do that. It just doesn't happen like instant coffee. You add water and boom, it's there. You have to sort of work your way through it. But I also believe that if you're 40, 50, 60 years old and you're diagnosed with some dreadful chronic disease, if you've been a pessimist your whole life, all of a sudden now we're going to expect you to be optimistic? Probably not. On the other hand, if you tended to be optimistic your entire life and had other experiences and you were optimistic, do I expect you all of a sudden to become the greatest pessimist of all time? Probably not. You'll probably hold on to that optimistic trait, and it'll emerge. So it's something you have to practice. Some people spend many hours and many dollars in therapy to try to figure this out.
You're right.
Right?
Yeah.
And I know that all of you probably know people who are optimistic and pessimistic and may have had an influence on your life. And it's random. A child born into this world, if you have optimistic parents, you're in clover. If on the other hand, one or both of those parents is very pessimistic, that's going to have a profound effect. So a lot of this is random. But that being said, a lot of it can be changed by you. And read Martin Seligman's books, for example, Learned Optimism, Learned Helplessness. Those books are a good primer. They serve as good primers into this arena. There are other books that are out there that are just as good, But I'm very familiar with those, and I highly recommend them. We come back in the second hour, we'll have some more good news, touched with some reality, too. Are you tired of being tired? So was Amanda, until she tried Floridix Iron and Herbs. You can probably relate. Between juggling her job and family, she was constantly exhausted. She put off going to the gym, and making her dinner every night seemed like a heroic task. Then she found out she had the most common nutritional deficiency in the U.S., iron deficiency. Amanda turned to Floridix, an easily absorbed plant-based liquid iron supplement. For over 60 years, Floridix has been helping reduce exhaustion and fatigue caused by iron deficiency. This formula is easy on the digestive tract and free of artificial colors and flavors. It even has vitamins B and C for enhanced absorption. No wonder it's the best-selling iron supplement in North America. FloraVital provides all the same benefits as Floridix, but without gluten or yeast. Reclaim your energy with Floridix and FloraVital, available at your local health food store. For more information, visit florahealth.com/Floridix. florahealth.com/Floridix.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
The preceding was a commercial program paid for by Let's Talk Nutrition, LLC.
The Rays play on Tampa Bay Sports Radio, WDAE.
To the wall, let's go!
Catch every pitch of Rays baseball in Pasco on 96.7 FM and all over Tampa Bay on 620 AM. Rays up.
Drive it like it's game time. Drive it like it's the 2-minute drill. Drive it like a Buccaneer. Bucs fans, own any tailgate in a Ford F-Series truck. America's #1 truck for 42 years straight. Experience the unsurpassed capability and impressive power of Ford F-150 and Ranger. See your local Ford dealer and test drive F-Series, the official truck of the National Football League and your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Drive it home. Drive it now. Drive it like a Ford.
Let's Talk Nutrition is streaming on your Amazon Echo device. Just say, Alexa, play 1250 WHNZ from iHeartRadio. 1250 wins WHNZ Tampa Bay. Available everywhere you want to listen on our free iHeartRadio app. Download it now.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Real news, real reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. After killing at least 5 people and swallowing up entire villages, Hurricane Dorian is finally inching away from the Bahamas and toward the U.S. southeast coast.
Over the last couple hours, we're finally starting to see some of this movement, but it's not much. I mean, northwest at 1 mile an hour, but after sitting stationary for 24, we'll take anything we can get.
Ken Graham at the National Hurricane Center.
It'll go slowly for a while and eventually start getting faster and accelerate as it moves northward into the Carolinas.
Charles Boney intends to ride out the storm in Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina.
We were here in Florence last year, so we know what we need to do and get ready for it. Hopefully won't be as bad.
Dorian is now a Category 3 storm with 120-mile-an-hour winds. Bodies brought up from the water off Southern California. The confirmed death toll, at least 25 now in yesterday's fire that consumed a scuba dive boat with dozens trapped below deck. Bob Hansen owns the boat that rescued 5 crew members.
At first, it's, like you feel helpless, but now, it's settling in and, it's one of those things you just can't unsee.
9 people still unaccounted for. Police in Elkmont, Alabama say a teenager with a gun called 911 and later admitted to killing his family. WHNT TV's Kelly Vaughn.
The high schooler says he shot his dad, stepmom, and 3 siblings. We don't know yet the ages of the siblings, but we do know one was a boy and one was a girl. Deputies say they first got the 911 call last night from the 14-year-old. He initially had said he was in the basement of the home and that he heard gunshots from upstairs.
A new showdown in Britain over Brexit.
Two lawmakers from Prime Minister Boris Johnson's own Conservative Party. Some plan to defy his threat to fire them and vote for an opposition motion today that would bar Johnson from taking Britain out of Europe without a deal. Former Conservative Prime Minister John Majors just joined one of multiple court battles challenging Johnson's decision to suspend Parliament for most of the time before Brexit Day, October 31st. The battle over Brexit has morphed into a custody battle for British democracy. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
Prince Harry, taken to task just last month for a flight aboard Elton John's private jet, is teaming up with TripAdvisor and Visa for a new initiative to raise awareness about responsible green travel.
It will help make tourism work for the world. It will help strengthen communities and ecosystems for generations to come. It will turn travel into a catalyst for transformative change.
Stocks headed south on the first trading day after new U.S. tariffs on products made in China. Right now, the Dow is down 239 points. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
There's nothing like meeting face-to-face, and there's nothing like Zoom to make that happen. Zoom lets you connect and do business across town or around the world. Zoom ties together all of your communication needs into one easy platform for video conferencing, phone calls, group chat, webinars, and your conference rooms. Connect easily from anywhere, your mobile phone, your laptop, or conference room. Zoom is how business gets done. Get your free account at Zoom.com today. Meet happy with Zoom.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Now, this week's top TV streams.
Here's what you've been watching on TV this week. The ABC provocative drama Grand Hotel kicks us off at number 5. How Far Will They Go for Love? TLC's 90-Day Fiancé The Other Way takes 4th place. Making our countdown again is Bravo's Below Deck Mediterranean, coming in at number 3. Taking 2nd place is ABC's Bachelor in Paradise. And finally, the top spot goes to The Real Housewives of Orange County. Once again, your number 1 TV stream.
That's this week's top TV streams on iHeartRadio.
Hey, it's Schnitt. If you missed any part of my show, go to WHNZ.com, click on the drop-down menu, and look for Schnitt Show Anytime.
The Southbound Veterans Expressway express lanes are closed between Hutchinson and Ehrlich Road. In Clearwater, watch out for an accident on eastbound Court Street at Highland Avenue. And we have windy conditions on the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. High wind warnings are up. The bridge remains open to all vehicles. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Utica Hillsborough traffic tip line at 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Indeed, used by over 3 million businesses for hiring, where business owners and HR professionals can post job openings with screener questions, then sort, review, and communicate with candidates from an online dashboard. Learn more at Indeed.com/hire.
The following is a commercial program paid for by Let's Talk Nutrition, LLC. The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the following program are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
And welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, this Hurricane Dorian edition of the show. We caught a break here in Florida, and especially in Tampa Bay. We were expecting even not to be here today, but we are, and we wish all others in the path of that storm, especially those people in the Bahamas, my God, the best. It has been devastating, and apparently that storm is moving a bit now at a very slow pace, but at least it's not stationary like it was for
a day and a half.
A day and a half, almost 2 days, right? Sitting over the Bahamas and certain parts of it, just catastrophic destruction, unprecedented. And the severity of the storm, so it's apparently headed northwest and making that turn. We caught a break. Tampa Bay's we've been fortunate around here. We've had our share, but nothing like other parts of Florida. You know, this peninsula we get, no matter where you live. I lived in California, you have earthquakes. I lived in New Orleans, you have flooding, devastating flooding. I lived in Pittsburgh, it was just severe weather in the winter. But here in Florida, you're always under the threat of hurricanes and tornadoes. And around, when you work in radio, you're surrounded by people that they do weather, they do traffic. Now, these people are quite aware, and so you learn a lot. But I must say, on the Weather Channel, those scientists that work there are pretty remarkable people. And the meteorologists, they have PhDs on air talking about the science of weather and the science of climate change and whatnot. It's quite instructive. I mean, it is. Yeah, it's not. They're not. It's interesting to hear how their theories and how the theories work to reflect what's happening with these storms. At least we have warning, but sometimes even with that, that's quite not enough to soften the impact of the consequences and the outcomes associated with these horrible storms. But we're glad you're there, and we hope you're safe and not in the path of the storm, and if you are, we wish you well. We always invite you to connect with the show. In that first hour, did a little bit of a tutorial on optimism. One more thing I want to say about optimism, but before I do that, Katie will tell you how to connect with the show.
You can give us a call if you'd like at 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. Even if it's not something we're talking about and you want to join the conversation, feel free to give us a call. You can email Dr. Garko at letstalknutrition.com. If you have any questions and you're watching on YouTube, you can comment on our live stream, message us on Facebook. We're Let's Talk Nutrition on both of those as well. Or you can even message us on Instagram if you'd like. We'll get to your questions however you want to send them over to us.
Yeah, we monitor those those platforms, so it's all good. Just one more thing I want to tell you about optimism. In this study that I reported on, that optimism was associated with longer life, one thing that might explain that, there's another set of findings that show that people who are optimistic tend to engage in more healthy behaviors. They tend to exercise more frequently. They tend to live a more active lifestyle. They tend to eat healthier, it seems. It's suggested in the literature. So that might help explain why optimistic people live longer. It's maybe, it's sort of a consequence of being optimistic. You engage in these behaviors, which then contribute to a longer life. Just wanted to put a button on that. Now, another theme that is more, this is one of these news days where I'm trying to be more optimistic in reporting because there's so much terrible news. My God, every day over the transom, I look and I hunt for good news, and
it's hard.
It's hard to find. You have to really look. You have to look under the carpet, under everywhere, under the bed. You got to try to find it.
Got to move the furniture all out.
You got to look in that old closet to find. It's terrible. What we know that it's never too late. I've often said that on the show. Even if you're an octogenarian, you're in your 80s, it's not too late. This new study found that elderly people in their 80s, seniors, whatever term you want to use, who never exercised regularly. There are many people like that, live 80 years and never engaged in regular physical activity, can benefit from a workout program. It's never too late. Tufts University years ago did some research. My recollection was with octogenarians, some of whom in the study was a small sample, who were non-ambulant, couldn't even walk. And they put them in a weightlifting program. You know, if my memory serves me, some of those people that were in wheelchairs were able to walk.
That's amazing.
Right? Even in their 80s, they had them lifting weights, using weights, resistance training.
Well, and I know the gym I used to go to had classes for seniors. I think it was called like Silver Sneakers or something.
Silver Sneakers is a program that will give a discount to seniors.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. But I see it. You're right, Katie. I see at the gym where I go, they have classes in the pool. There's a large,
yeah.
And they have elderly. They have an instructor, and they're doing water exercise.
I've seen those at like the YMCA's and stuff, and I've heard they're really good.
Well,
great for you.
It turns out that athletes are now doing water resistance training exercises. So it's not just for the elderly. But that Silver Sneakers program is a way to get a discount. Your insurance pays for it, and you can get a cheaper rate at the gym. This new study found that men in their 70s and 80s who never followed an exercise regimen could build muscle mass as well as master athletes. And they said those of the same age who had worked out throughout their lives and still competed at top levels of their sports. This is amazing. One of the things we are concerned about as people age is sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is muscle wasting. It turns out that the aging process, it's harder to maintain muscle mass. That's where diet becomes very important, making sure you're getting adequate protein and engaging in physical activity where you build muscle. In order to build muscle, you have to break it down. And you do that by resistance training, weightlifting with free weights, weightlifting with machines, or any kind of resistance training. These researchers were out of the United Kingdom, and they took muscle biopsies. They had two groups, both groups in the 48 hours before and after a single weight training session on an exercise machine. The men were also given an isotope tracer before the workout in order to track how the proteins were developing in their muscles. I mean, this is pretty elaborate. It was expected that the master athletes would be better able to build muscle during exercise. The two groups were these master athletes who always were exercising, and this other group, the only thing they ever lifted was a fork, so to speak. Turns out, though, that both groups had equal capacity to build muscle. That's amazing. This is the University of Birmingham did the research. My God, I mean, I even find that surprising. So you have these men in their 70s and 80s, one group who are considered master athletes, always working out, their whole life, doing what they were supposed to do. Then you have this other group that led a sedentary life, never engaged in physical activity where they're going to build muscle mass and so on. No, didn't do that. In this study, they found that both groups had an equally likely chance of developing and building muscle. The master athletes didn't outshine them in that category. It is never too late. It is never too late. Come back, I'll tell you more about this study. It's very encouraging. Good news for a change. Some sunlight, some hope. Hopeful, being hopeful. LTN, coast to coast, optimism on the menu. Ridgecrest Herbal's original Clear Lung supplement has been the #1 selling natural product for lung health since 1998. Clear Lung's formula is a synergistic blend of Chinese herbs that helps maintain open airways and balance mucus levels. It combines the healing properties of 13 perfectly balanced herbs that have been used in traditional Chinese medicine for over 2,000 years. Need extra help? Try Ridgecrest Herbal's Clear Lung's Extra Strength with twice the herbs and Ridgecrest Herbal's patented Availablend formula designed to support the bioavailability of the original 13 herbs. Got a picky kid who doesn't like pills? Clear Lung's liquid is safe for children and has a naturally sweet orange flavoring. And don't forget to check out Clear Lung's Immune and Clear Lung's Sport. Visit rcherbals.com or call 1-800-242-4649 and mention this ad to order the right Clear Lungs product for you. That's 1-800-242-4649.
Is getting a good night's sleep a challenge? Fortunately, there's a superior fast-acting sleep formula called Tranquil Sleep from Natural Factors. This non-habit-forming supplement contains a unique combination of melatonin, 5-HTP, and L-theanine, which works in harmony with your body's natural sleep hormones. Tranquil Sleep can help you fall asleep, stay asleep, sleep sounder, and wake up refreshed, all without feeling drowsy in the morning. The key benefit comes from increasing the time spent in the deeper stages of sleep. It's only in these deeper levels of sleep that we truly experience the rejuvenation, regeneration, and recuperation that sleep provides. Even if you think you get a good night's sleep, give Tranquil Sleep a try. You might be surprised with how much better you've slept by waking up with more energy and enthusiasm to start your day. Learn more at naturalfactors.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. BDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off BDC's already discounted prices. BDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with BDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Celsius is a fitness drink which is clinically proven to function. How? As a thermogenic, Celsius proprietary MetaPlus blend accelerates metabolism, increasing your body's ability to burn fat and calories. There are only two ways a body burns fat, through increased heart rate and our increased body temperature, thermogenesis. Drinking Celsius and then going into motion is double dipping. You're accelerating the burn and the results are even faster. Celsius is your ultimate fitness partner. No high fructose corn syrup, no aspartame, no preservatives, no artificial colors or flavors. 100% of 7 essential vitamins. Proven in 6 published university studies. How does it work? Celsius proprietary MetaPlus formula, including green tea with EGCS, ginger, and guarana seed, turns on thermogenesis, a process that boosts your body's metabolic rate. Drinking Celsius prior to fitness activities is proven to energize, accelerate metabolism, burn body fat and calories. Invest in yourself. Drink Celsius. Look for us at www.celsius.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Ridgecrest Herbals, take your health to a higher elevation. Ancient Nutrition, nutrition for a modern world. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. North American Herb and Spice, wellness for life. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. If you just tuned in, I appreciate you stopping by today. Reporting on this study about octogenarians, people in their 80s. The study really looked at people in their 70s and 80s, men, who never exercised, never was engaged in an exercise regimen. They were constituted one group in the study. Another group were called master athletes who had, worked out their life, their entire life, and engaged in physical activity. Well, what they found was that both groups were able to build muscle in the experiment equally well. This is good. One of the researchers in the study, Dr. Lee Breen, said, quote, "Our study clearly shows that it doesn't matter if you haven't been a regular exerciser throughout your life. You can still derive benefit from exercise whenever you start," close quote. It's biology, man. It's the nature of our biology. We evolved to move. We never evolved to be sedentary. And that happened as a consequence of our ancient ancestors in the environments in which they found themselves. Sometimes stark, difficult environments. And moreover, they had to move in order to survive in those environments, and they had to keep moving in order to survive, to find food, to hunt and to gather food, to hunt it down and then find food that they could gather. And if you didn't, you would perish. Very nomadic, always on the move, looking for food, looking to survive, and that's how we evolved. It influenced our genetic makeup. It influenced our biology to this. So it took millions of years to make that, for all that to unfold. So here you are in the present day where we have a lot of convenience and a lot of stress, whereas our ancient ancestors had a lot of inconvenience and scarcity and a lot of stress. We have a lot of abundance, convenience, and stress. They had scarcity, inconvenience, and a lot of stress. It was stressful for them. How would you like to get up every day, have to go hunt for your food, have to go gather, have to fend off other animals to, fight for your life all day long? I know that sounds like some places in modern life in some cities, but it's not. So we get a little misguided in our thinking when we think, oh, our ancient, we have it worse than they did. No, we don't. No, we don't. Not at all. It was hard living. And that influenced what happened. So here we are in this modern world where it's about convenience and abundance and lots of stress. That'll blow up the lab every time, meaning your body. You got to keep moving. And hope this study is hopeful. This is not the only study in this arena or in this line of research that shows it's never too late. It's never too late to change that diet either and eat a more healthy diet, a more plant-based diet with less processed foods. You can still glean the benefits, the medicinal benefits from that kind of eating. It's hard to change these behaviors. That's where the catch comes in. You have a person who never really exercised for their whole life, and now you expect them to what? Get up one morning and all of a sudden have an epiphany and decide they're going to go do this. That may happen. It has happened, but that's typically not what happens. I remember when I used to go visit my mom in the nursing home, I would see the nurses and the physical therapists work with the patients. And you would look at some of these patients and say, why are they doing that? The person looks, like they're done. Not to them, they weren't. They would take them up to the exercise room, and they would have them do seemingly what would seem to others as a waste of time, but it wasn't. You could see benefit. You could see a change. And one of the things that I noticed the first time I walked into a nursing home and visited on a regular basis, it jumps out at you right away. What do you see? You see most of the people can't do what? Walk. They can't walk. And you have wheelchairs everywhere. Everywhere. Most of the patients in the nursing home I'm on, they were in wheelchairs. Some could walk, were ambulant. That feature is a function of conditioning, ability to, and having the muscle mass and the frame, and so on. Losing that ability to walk, which is very depressing and devastating to some, because it gives you a sense of hopelessness and not being in control. You can't walk down the street anymore. You can't walk down the hall anymore to visit your friend. 877-897-8255. It's never too late. And that, pardon me, that's probably more reflective of an optimistic attitude than not. It's never too late. And don't fall prey to being helpless and becoming a victim. So Reggie told me that in listening to this show today, you're going to do what now?
I'm gonna start going to the gym like Sunday through Wednesday every week now.
All right.
Starting. Yeah, I'm gonna start this weekend. I'm gonna start Sunday.
He actually came in here and told me that before the show started, so he's not making it up.
Yeah.
Well, what inspires that?
Oh, I can tell that story when we come back.
Okay.
Okay.
All
right.
I didn't get a story.
Got a story. We like stories. Narrative. We're all good. We're all dialed into narrative. We invite you to call us. Katie will always tells you how to do that. We'll come back. We'll give you all the ways to connect, make contact with Let's Talk Nutrition. We are coast to coast and we are global. Be back in a moment.
Don't be stressed out or anxious. Take Hempanol, the only raw CO2 hemp extract available. It's 100% organic with wild oreganol P73 extract. You might have heard about CBD, but there's no comparison. Hempanol has the power and potency you need to support your nervous system, stay calm and focused, and maintain a healthy immune system. Unlike other CBD oils, Hempanol contains the full spectrum of phytocannabinoids. Take Hempanol and feel great. And if you suffer from insomnia and can't seem to get that full night's rest, try Hempanol PM. Hempanol PM is specifically formulated to get you the rest you need without feeling sluggish when you wake. It's non-addictive, completely natural, and leaves you feeling energetic and ready to take on the day. To place your order, to find out where to find Hempanol in your area, call 1-800-243-5242, 800-243-5242, or visit us at oreganol.com.
1250 WHNZ. Online at WHNZ.com. On your phone with the iHeartRadio app. And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. An iHeartRadio station.
Touchdown, USF!
The USF Bulls start the season one place, then graduate to another. Hear USF football on 1250 WHNZ during August and September, before they head to 95.3 WDAE in October. News on 1250 WHNZ.
Hurricane Dorian is expected to skirt the east coast of Florida but not make landfall, but the potential for flooding and high winds is still a major threat. Jeff Biard with FEMA says the agency's ready to respond if there's significant damage.
So we have teams in all the, in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. We have water MREs, generators. We have those emergency commodities to fill any gaps that the state may have.
A hurricane warning's in effect for the Atlantic coast from Palm Beach County to Duval. Mandatory evacuations in 9 counties. The storm is starting a slow turn, moving northwest at 1 mile per hour after hovering over the Bahamas for the last 24 hours. It's a Category 3 storm with 120 mile per hour winds. With Florida's News, I'm Chris Trankman.
From the 1250 WHNZ Florida Central Credit Union Auto Loans Traffic Center.
An accident on Dale Mabry at Lake Carroll Way. There's some lane blockage here. There's an earlier crash in Clearwater at Court Street and Highland Avenue. Watch out for windy conditions on the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, but the bridge is still open to all vehicles. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Edwick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Indeed, used by over 3 million businesses for hiring, where business owners and HR professionals can post job openings with screener questions, then sort, review, and communicate with candidates from an online dashboard. Learn more at Indeed.com/hire.
When it comes to your identity and the personal information on your devices, there's no soundtrack to let you know you're in danger. Today's digital world is so connected, it just takes one weak link for criminals to get in. Good thing LifeLock now adds the power of Norton Security. LifeLock uses proprietary technology to detect threats like your personal info for sale on the dark web. And Norton Security helps protect up to 5 devices from ransomware and other online threats. Plus, if you have a problem, our agents will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or cybercrime or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but with LifeLock, we can help alert you to danger. Join now and get 10% off your first year. Go to lifelock.com and enter promo code NEWS. That's promo code NEWS for 10% off. LifeLock with Norton. More detection, more protection.
From the 1250 WHNZ Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center. Rely on Rude.
Your Tampa Bay forecast, partly cloudy with gusty winds thanks to Hurricane Dorian's outer bands. 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 89. Tonight, partly cloudy and breezy, low 78. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy and more wind, a 30% chance of showers and storms, high 89. For more news, weather, and traffic, tune to WFLA at 94.5 in St. Pete, 105.9 in Tampa, or 99.1 in Newport Richey.
This report is sponsored by Valspar. Right now, bring home Valspar Paint and Stain from Lowe's. Get 15 off a gallon and 45 off a 5-gallon pail. Valid now through September 4th via mail-in rebate. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/paint.
I'm Tom McCubbin. Better Lawns and Gardens is now live in Tampa Bay. Join us every Saturday morning, 7 to 9 on 1250 WHNZ. You can call me at 1-888-45-LAWNS. That's 1-888-455-2967.
1250 wins WHNZ Tampa.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. 2 themes today so far. The theme of optimism and the theme that it's never too late. Both are related. It's never too late. It is an optimistic message, an optimistic point of view. I may be optimistic, but I'm also a realist. And I understand that and I'm speaking to those members of the audience that may not be 100% and struggling with some health issue. And when you're not feeling well, it's sometimes very difficult to muster that optimism. And especially if you live alone and have to take care of yourself and have no one to talk to, there's no support system. And that's not that's not uncommon. So it's good to have, if you know someone who's by themselves, not feeling well, visit them, contact them, encourage them. Optimism is a good prescription to be written for anybody at any time, especially when they're ill, and especially if it's a chronic illness and it may be life-threatening. Optimism can help. You got to keep moving. You got to keep exercising at any age. This new study, people even in their 80s did just as well as building muscle. They never exercised before, and in the study were compared to master athletes who exercised their whole life and whatnot, and the people who never did an exercise regimen were able to build muscle just as well. Here's how to contact the show if you have some thoughts or feelings or something you'd like to share relative to what we're talking about.
You can give us a call at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. You can email Dr. Garko on his personal email. It's drgarko at letstalknutrition.com. And if you visit letstalknutrition.com, you can visit all of our past episodes. They're sorted by date and title. So whatever you want to hear us talk about, it'll be on there. I think we've pretty much talked about everything health-wise over the course of the past few years. So you should be able to find it. We're also on YouTube streaming live. If you are on Facebook, we're not streaming on Facebook yet, but the link to watch us on YouTube is there. So you can watch us live on either of those platforms.
And so, Reggie, you said that you came in the studio today, into the station, and you told Katie you were going to start an exercise regimen. You didn't know I was going to report on this today. What caused that to happen?
Well, it's just really me conforming to the glories of radio. I feel like in my radio career, I'm everywhere that I'm not supposed to be.
Uh-huh.
I got hired on to a very conservative radio station.
Right.
I'm on a nutrition show.
Yeah. So, okay. So you never thought you would be doing a nutrition show?
That or that I would be working for the conservative radio station. I love sports. We talk about sports sometimes in here. Hockey's probably not one of my better sports. I produce for that. I produce for that. I produce
so
for the.
So in other words, you're being influenced by your work.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, everywhere that I probably fit would be like the hip hop station or the sports station or even like Top 40. And
so here
I never get in any of those rooms.
Well, maybe that's good for you. You're out of your comfort zone, and that is a part. Quite frankly, now that you bring it up, moving out of your comfort zone is a healthy thing to do. We become complacent. We could become routinized, although I believe routines are critical. I'm a big fan. Routines. You got to have routines. That keeps you organized, keeps you so that you can have the degrees of freedom to explore and go beyond the borders of where you typically go. But working outside your comfort zone is not a bad thing. So here you find yourself being a technical producer on a health talk show. That's probably the last thing you expected to do.
Right.
And what happens is, being in this environment, you're susceptible to being influenced. There have been people that have worked on this show. The show had no impact on them. None. They didn't change anything. They continued to smoke. They continued to drink. They continued to do whatever. And continued to eat unhealthy, continued to violate the principles of health and wellness and well-being, and working the show. Some people, such as yourself, come along. It didn't take long, and you're a candidate for change. Okay? Not everybody's a candidate for change, Reggie. There are some people on this earth, you couldn't get them to change at gunpoint. They'll say, shoot me.
I'm not one of those. I promise.
They'll say, shoot me. I'm not going to quit this. I'm not. No matter, but it's not good for you. I don't care. Right? So what do you do with that person? I don't know. I'm an optimist. I believe in persuasion, and you got to keep trying. But it tells me that you're a candidate for change. You're willing to change. Yeah. Change is hard, man. It's hard. It's not easy because it can be uncomfortable. You find yourself working a conservative show down the hall politically. I know that can be a difficult environment, right? If you're not accustomed to that. And so you try to adapt and you try to work it, and you're going to give your best effort. Working this show, your first experience with a health talk show.
I do the country station.
You do the country
rock station too.
Right. So you're
everywhere I'm not supposed to be. I am.
Well, maybe that's life trying to tell you. I don't know if that's life trying to give you a message, but your example, your personal example, and I appreciate you sharing that, and I thank you for doing that, is a message to everybody. Sometimes we find ourselves in those circumstances, and instead of resisting and fighting it, you adapt and try to change and accommodate it, and try to learn from it.
Yeah, and I'm learning. I really feel like I'm excelling in it, really, even though it's not what necessarily I believe or maybe not what I listen to or anything like that. I feel like it's being able to have the opportunity to be able in those rooms and be able to learn the things that they needed me to do to perform. Right. They gave me the opportunities when I guess the stations where I wanted to be at weren't.
That's called being a professional.
Yep.
That's what that's called.
Don't be afraid to stick your feet in all the waters.
Right. You work different shows, Katie.
Absolutely. I've been all over this building.
And I'm sure that some of those shows probably weren't your cup of tea.
Nope.
But you had to show up and do your job.
With a smile on my face.
That's right. And give them the best effort. And so it is in life and with health. It's not easy. And people talk about change. Oh, yeah. The only change they can make is when they're at the grocery store. And, and even then they get it wrong. Sometimes change is hard, man. Changing behaviors, it takes a lot of effort, a lot of failure to make success. So I'm just saying, don't get discouraged if you're trying to lose weight and you fall, you fall by the wayside and it doesn't work out, or you're trying to stick with your exercise and you're irregular with it. Keep after it. Try to string a couple of days together, maybe 1, 2 days, then 3. Next thing you know, you may have 4 or 5 days in a row. That's how you go after it. Read my article on small wins. You're looking for a small win. Put them all together and you end up with a big win. Come back, we'll have the LTN Health Question of the Day.
Want to get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult? Try PGX from Natural Factors. This revolutionary product is clinically shown to help people achieve their ideal body weight in a safe, natural way. PGX helps you feel full for hours, dramatically reduces the glycemic index of any food or meal, and ultimately causes the release of the compounds that achieve 2 important goals in weight loss. 1, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and 2, improving the action of the hormone insulin. As medical doctor Mark Hyman said in his best-selling book, Eat Fat, Get Thin, if you choose to use only one supplement, PGX is the most important. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, you need the tremendous support of PGX from Natural Factors. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, visit pgx.com.
Have you experienced the wisdom of nature with Zyflamend Whole Body from New Chapter? Zyflamend is a 10-herb blend that delivers 3 health benefits. First, Zyflamend is an herbal approach to pain relief, helping to soothe minor pain or soreness. Second, Zyflamend is a joint supplement with time-tested herbs to support joint function and flexibility. And the third benefit, Zyflamend supports the body's healthy inflammation response, something that's essential for maintaining whole body health. Zyflamend is New Chapter's clinically tested blend of 10 remarkable herbs, including pure and potent turmeric, ginger, and green tea. Zyflamend is non-GMO, project verified, gluten-free, and 100% vegetarian. New Chapter is a leader in supplement quality. Every ingredient, every product, every time. Discover Zyflamend, New Chapter's #1 selling multi-herbal. Zyflamend is made with ginger for occasional pain relief after exercise. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Have you been putting off a cleanse? They can be harsh and leave you chained to the toilet, making for an overall unpleasant experience. Rethink your cleanse with Fluorescence, a daily cleanse that helps safely and gently detoxify your body. Unlike other detoxes that can be hard on the body, Fluorescence supports your body's natural processes, helping it to work more efficiently than it could on its own. The truth is your body is really good at cleansing, but due to the number of toxins we're exposed to, it can use a little daily support. Inspired by traditional OBGYN formula, fluorescence is made with 8 herbs: burdock root, watercress, sheep sorrel herb, slippery elm, rhubarb root, kelp, blessed thistle, and red clover blossom. These herbs work together to support multiple elimination pathways, gently helping your body's detox systems do what they were made to do, only better. Forget harsh extreme cleanses and cleanse happy. Try fluorescence for gentle daily cleansing that leaves you feeling rejuvenated. Find fluorescence at your local health food store. For more information, visit florahealth.com.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit takesolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally. Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. North American Herb and Spice, wellness for life. Natural Factors, where great health begins. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Let's Talk Nutrition, on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Here's the LTN health question of the day. I was reporting on this study concerning optimism being a key to living longer. And in the study, they found that people who were optimistic tended to live longer. In fact, a certain percentage of those who were optimistic were more likely to live to age 85 or beyond. What was that percentage? Was it 30 to 50% or 50 to 70%?
You got a 50% chance of getting it right.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. What percent of people who were optimistic were more likely to live to age 85 or beyond? 30 to 50% or 50 to 70%? Here's the number to call.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
All right. So today the intention was to focus on, some good news for a change. I was going to report, and there are some stories trending about all this business concerning the e-cigarettes, in particular the Juul brand. And the CDC has a warning out. I took a look at it. If you go to the CDC website, you can see it. Warns, telling people not to vape. Don't do it. Over the weekend, I was reading a story about a young man, teenager, ended up with chemical pneumonia, almost died. And they found out, they were puzzled. They didn't know what happened to him. And then somehow the doctors found out that he had either one of his friends or he did. I don't know. They found out he was vaping. And they went and they got the device he was using and tried to examine it and so on. They're not sure what caused the chemical pneumonia in that vape. In a vaping device? Was it something about the device? Was it something about the inhalation of those compounds. I'm not sure.
Said he was addicted to these the beginning of his freshman year in college, too. Addicted.
This young man.
Yeah.
This is ironic because these e-cigarettes were intended to do what? Replace
cigarettes.
Cigarettes, smoking.
I'd be curious if this kid actually even smoked cigarettes before he started Juuls.
Katie, that's an excellent point. I wonder if there are teenagers and others, young adults, who never smoked.
I feel like a large percentage that now smoke Juuls.
Now smoke an e-cigarette or that brand in particular.
I personally know a few.
Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That didn't occur to me until this moment, that some people might take up using these devices because they always wanted to smoke but were afraid to because of cancer, and said, this is a safer option. No, it's not.
I took a train ride once across the country with my mom, and someone that we were on the train with was smoking them when they got off at stops, and I was talking to them just in conversation. And she told me, I think I'm going to pick this up. I think I'm going to start smoking these. I really like these. And I didn't even know the girl, and I wanted to lecture her. Like, why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
It's sad, but I do know quite a few people who actually just smoke the Juuls and never smoked cigarettes beforehand.
I'm on the CDC one.
Yes.
That you were talking about. Last month, a Utah teen spent years performing vaping tricks and testing out new products. Urged her to put the pens down after she landed in the hospital in a coma with a rare lung disorder. She said her name is Maddie Nelson. She's 18, and in the article right now it says she had fat particles growing inside her lungs that related to the glycerin from the vape juice.
From the vape,
and that her chest X-ray was one of the worst they've ever seen.
And these stories are now becoming more and more frequent, and the frequency and the prevalence of these stories is increasing almost daily. This is becoming a concern, and it is addictive, and it doesn't replace smoking. It just doesn't. It's just one bad habit replacing another, it seems to me, and a dangerous one. This is not good. Let's go to St. Petersburg, Florida. Tang, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Nice to hear your voice. So with the question, what percent of people who were optimistic lived to be 85 years of age or beyond compared to people who were not optimistic? Was it 30 to 50% or 50 to 70% of optimists lived to 85 or beyond?
50 to 75.
50 to 70% of they had a 50 to 70% more likelihood of living to 85 or beyond. That's really remarkable. One reason for that, one way to explain this, Tang, is that optimists, we know from the research, tend to engage in more healthy behaviors. They tend to eat better. They tend to exercise more. They tend to take better care of themselves. Consequently, they have better immune systems as well. Maybe it's because of both of the preceding two factors. And then they consequently ultimately...
what you said.
What's that?
Yeah, I'm a very optimistic person.
Yeah, well, you gotta try. Sometimes it's hard to be optimistic. And you got to sort of develop that habit and that way of being in the world, as the phenomenologist would say, living in the world with optimism. I almost think that begins early in life, but I think it can be learned. According to Seligman, it can be learned. He calls it learned optimism. Then he talks about learned helplessness. Both of those are titles of books by Martin Seligman, and I recommend reading them. They are a little older now in their publication, but they're still meritorious, in my opinion, and a good way to learn about these concepts. Turns out, Tang, that optimism is connected to hope, and pessimism is connected to helplessness. Hopefulness, optimism. Helplessness, pessimism. Congratulations, you won a $25 supplement gift card.
Thank you so much, and I'm listening to your show every morning.
Thank Thank you for doing that. It's a privilege to have you as an audience member, and we're grateful for your support. Thank you so much. Wish you the best of health.
Thank you for yourself.
It's a pleasure and a privilege to do it. Thank you. Your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Everyone's raving about the newest botanical superstar hitting the store shelves nationwide. Hemp-derived cannabidiol, or CBD, has been receiving a lot of attention for its tremendous promise on human health. Plus, CBD Oil by CV Sciences is the trusted brand setting the standards in this newly emerging category of plant-based extracts, offering a variety of hemp-derived CBD oil products that you can count on. In order to make the highest quality CBD oil products available,